Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Todd, Southern Sipper, coming to you, unfortunately, from the magic curtain, mugshot cam, whatever. I just really, I really miss doing these outside this time of year. But we just had the time change, and when I get home from work, I got like 10 minutes, to get everything together and go out and get it done outside before it's just too dark. And I just can't do it. There's just no way. So, here we are. Now, maybe one day here in the near future, I'll get it together and come up with something, something to sit in front of. That's why I like doing all this stuff outside. I just think the backyard back there is a nice backdrop. It's cheery and it looks nice. And, when it's daytime, lighting's always good. Sitting in here, I don't like it. Now, I did tonight, for the first time, borrow this little clip-on light. It's just, it's like looking in the sun. Borrowed it from Mississippi. The one light bulb that's in this room is pretty dim, and things just don't look good in it. And but we'll talk about all. We'll talk about all this in the second half. I always say, I'm gonna save a bunch of this, all the miscellaneous stuff that I like to talk about. I always say I'm going to save it for the second half, but I never do. I get running my head, and then ta-da! Next thing you know, we're 20 minutes in, and I hadn't even talked about what the hell we're going to review. Now, I'm excited about this review tonight. This is another seltzer. I enjoy the beverages still more than the gummies, just because of the, you sit down and drink them, you throw the gummy in, she gone, and then, wait him out. I like, and this is a 5 milligram of Delta 9, 1 milligram CBD from my friends at Delta Cannabis Water. This is a seltzer, and we're going to talk about the actual water in the second half, but that's another review coming up. Tonight we have the juicy watermelon. I picked it. They've got several flavors, and I've got several flavors. There's lemon and berry. Lime, berry, and mango. So if it's watermelon's not your jam, they've got some other options. Now, also, since we're beginning of this thing, I'll go ahead and mention it. I'll have an affiliate link in the description and probably in a pinned post. And everything, they're running a Black Friday sale. It's like this 30% off. So if you want to order from them, take advantage of that. It runs through, I forget the date, but obviously, up through Black Friday at least. Today is the Monday before Black Friday. This will go up in the morning. That'll be Tuesday. I love the time warp of YouTube. And we got the trusty tab glass. We're going to see what this looks like. You know what? It looks like seltzer. Now, this one being 5 milligrams, we are going to enjoy the whole shittery. I like these 5 milligrams. I love the 5 milligram dose stuff. Now, because, I can do 5 milligrams. I can soak up 5 milligrams and a couple hours later, I can have 5 more and be functional. Man, I get much more after 10 milligrams. Things start heading downhill in a hurry for me. Man, it smells like watermelon. That's pretty good. Now, I will say that this is a seltzer. This is not a full flavored soda. If you know, if that's not your thing, even you like the full on flavored uh, stuff, this might not be the one for you. And it is sugar free. So also keep that in mind. This is crisp and light. It's really lightly flavored. It's really pleasant. I like it. I really do. Some seltzers, you know, if when they're not, you know how it is when they're not right, they taste like damn Alka Seltzer. I'm an old fart. Y'all know that, and I don't know how many of you have had an Alka Seltzer. It's bad. Oh, that's rough stuff. This is not like that. This has enough flavor that makes it quite pleasant. And it's look on a hot summer day. This would be the one right here. But I got a lot to cover in half number two, and we're only at 6 minutes. And I think I'm gonna uh, work hard to succeed in covering more stuff. And it's just a bunch of rambling nonsense about what we're doing on the channel and all that kind of thing, and what's coming up. And hopefully, and this is the last bit I'm going to ramble on about until I come back in an hour and a half or so. I've got and I mentioned this in the last review. I'll link that. That review didn't go well, and we'll talk about that more in the second half. That I didn't like that. That's probably one of the worst reviews I've ever done, and I'll probably do the people that sent me that stuff a favor and revisit that in the in the very near future, because that was awful. Anyway, yeah, that's just really nice. So I'm going to go sit down, uh, watch a little TV, kick about the house, and I'll see you guys in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but most likely about an hour and a half. Welcome back for part two, everybody, of the Delta Drink Delta. You know, Delta cannabis water. Yeah, Drink Delta. I thought that's what. Geez, man. You know, you'd think somebody that did reviews fairly regularly would remember to make damn sure they knew what the hell what they were reviewing was called. Anyway, this is the Delta Light from Drink Delta. This is a seltzer, 5 milligrams THC, 1 milligram CBD, juicy watermelon in flavor. Now, I'm gonna get freaking comfortable in this damn little chair. Now, like I mentioned in the first part, I tend to repeat myself doing these things. I'll link. I have an affiliate link. I'll put down, and they're having a Black Friday sale. Everything's 30% off. There's it'll be on the website. Use the code Black Friday. So there you go. I don't know how you beat that. That's a pretty deep discount for anybody. Now, another product they have that I mentioned, but we didn't talk much about it at all, and this is going to be an upcoming review, is the Delta Cannabis Water. Now, these are the website says for expert use only. Okay, so these are 20 milligrams of Delta 9 and 5 milligrams of CBD. And now, I haven't had it yet, and I don't know that I really don't know how I get another review done before Thanksgiving. I mean, today's Monday. As I record this, you'll see it Tuesday. I just don't know how I get another review done, but the cannabis water is coming up on the channel. Good God. And but look it up on their website. I'm interested. You know, obviously it's water, but probably not just for hydration. I wouldn't think. Now, I mean, I got a ton of other stuff coming up on the channel. So, I just got to make the time to do it. And I think once we get past Thanksgiving Day, I got a long weekend that weekend for one thing. So I should be able to get a couple of these done. And, and hopefully get them done outside in the daylight. Cause I just really, me in this room, now it is a hell of a lot nicer in here because at some point, Mrs. Sipper got in here and has really, I mean, I'm not going to spin the camera around, but she's got this thing far cleaner. And not that it was dirty, it was just cluttered because it was still a bit of a catch-all from when her and I moved into the place. But, hell, we've been in here now 2 years and over 2 years. And, when you move, look, man, we downsized from, we had a really big place up in South Carolina, and we just decided that when we got ready to settle down back here, which is essentially this was home forever. It's just the two of us now. I don't have my son, and hell, our house was always at where all the friends wound up, during the day farting around. So we just didn't need much space. But the problem is, we had that much space worth of stuff, and it's slowly been filtered through, and we're down to more just the essential items. And this room was catching a lot of that overflow, and it had gotten pretty good. And then, if you follow the channel, my mom just passed away back in May, and I promised myself I didn't need anything extra that belonged to her, but some of it came here temporarily, and some of it was stuff that boxes of things. My mom had lived in that house for 50 years. She had 50 years worth of things, and we didn't know what was in some of these boxes and chests and things, so they wound up here till we had time to pick through them. Turned out it wasn't much of anything. It was just she was a bit of a hoarder, apparently. Didn't know that she couldn't bring herself to throw out anything, but that's neither here nor there. Using the term hoarder that's a bit of an exaggeration. She just had a lot of stuff, but it's all cleaned out now. But the room never really got organized because we just moved this and put a stack of stuff over here, and it looks so much better in here now. It's I can move around a little bit. The funny thing is, I bought myself a new tripod because my old one was one of those old school things that the damn legs, were, when you put all three of the legs out, the damn thing was 3 feet plus, and to get it spread out when we had all that stuff in here was a chore. So I bought this nifty little thing. I can't show it to you, but it's got 4 little feet. It takes up a ton less space. It also comes with a nifty, this is a nifty little piece. Comes with a little remote control that hits my record button. So it'll pause it and start recording without me, leaning forward and hitting the button on the camera. Not that that's a big deal, but I always have to sit down and edit that out. Well, now I can just hit the button and ching, this thing is over. So that's cool. What else? Thanksgiving's coming up. I hope everybody enjoys theirs as much as I do. I'm gonna fry a turkey. I always fry a turkey. I mean, I love it. It's delicious. It's so good. It's certainly not the kind of thing that you really want to do more than once a year. Not really good for you, but man, I look forward to this thing every year. I'm gonna cook myself a broccoli and rice cheese casserole. because nobody else likes the broccoli, and I love it. Now, hopefully, the weather will hold out while I'm out cooking the turkey, and because I got a couple of beers to review. I got some high gravity stuff, man, for the day, um, because I'm going to drink a couple or three while that turkey cooks, and then I'm going to eat way too much, and then it'll be nighty night in there in the chair for a little while. It's going to be fantastic. But y'all know I'm going to enjoy my day. Now, this is the day that I do miss my dad a lot. He passed away back in 2012, and we always. I mean, I started frying that damn turkey. I don't even, Jesse, my son, he was 5 or 6, maybe. He's 27 now, so it's been 20-ish years. And Thanksgiving would kind of move around for a while, and then everybody just started winding up coming to my house, and that was a lot of fun. But me and my dad would sit out and fry that turkey and drink. We are both lovers, or he was a lover of a stout, man, stouts and imperial stouts and whatnot. So I'd go run down, a nice stash of stouts for the day, and we would sit out there and cook that turkey and have those beers. It was just a great time. Now, before my son moved out of the house, and even afterwards, he came back while he was still in college. We'd do the same thing. I'd take him to one of the local breweries, and we'd buy a couple of growlers, because there was 2 or 3 breweries in Charleston that always had good stouts. And I don't know that he's drinking a lot of stouts like that anymore. When we're up there visiting, he drinks a little bit with me, but stouts have gotten hard to find, but I'm sure he would. But we had that same fun sitting around the turkey before he moved out to Las Vegas. So my in-laws are coming, but they'll sit inside, so I'll be out there, most likely by myself. And that's when, I miss that particular Thanksgiving tradition, for lack of a better term. Now, one of the beers that I have for that is going to be a review beer. I hope I didn't already say that during that long diatribe. I'm going to get that beer reviewed. Might do 2 reviews. I don't know. The beer I bought today, I've already reviewed, but I've got one I think is probably really good in there to review. I'd have to go back through it and see if I can find 2 of. I mean, I just got that. Just looking forward to that. A couple of those particular beers for Thursday. So we'll have to see how it goes. Anywho, now that I have, I think, exhausted all of the things I wanted to talk about, but there was one other thing. Never mind. I'm trying to work on for the channel getting some shorts out. I have to right now because I have to do them on my phone because I don't know how to get it squared away on the PC and then get it uploaded as a short, because it has to be filmed vertically, and I don't. For my long form videos, I don't want the vertical stuff, so I'm practicing with the editing software how to resize and get that center portion in there and then edit it down into a short. If I can do that in such a way as to make it at least somewhat interesting. But that's the last thing I'm going to cover. For 2 reasons. Number one is just time to end this thing. And the other one is, you know what? And I forgot this right from the jump. It's getting time for me to start squaring away to go to bed. But anyway, I got all the way back in here at 13 minutes and realized I forgot to cover on set and all that bit. So if you stuck with me to the end, this one was a really slow mover. It was pushing an hour before I was really, even starting to get going. So it's now 2.5 since I took it. So I mean, I'm right there at your standard 5 milligram dose at this point. I'm gotten well familiar with it, and this is a solid 5 milligrams for me. The can, you know what? I'm gonna read it so I don't get it wrong. Oh, this was a mistake. Because I read that on the website, not on the can. But euphoric and relaxing, absolutely. Even though I'm sitting here and could endlessly ramble until midnight. But anyway, so like I said, it was really slow. It took it. It was a good hour, which seems odd. Usually, I find that the seltzers and other beverages work a little bit quicker than the gummies. But now I'm 2.5 hours in, and I have plateaued. I'm fairly certain. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know how else to put it. Never do. Geez, now I'm at 14 and a half on the back half. The front half, I think 6 or 7. So, now we're up, 30-minute sitcom time frame. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to get off this thing. Y'all, everybody, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and enjoy your THC products responsibly.